Hey guys, for this video, I'm going to show you what your pores look like real up close and personal because I purposely not cleansed it or washed it or purified my nose pores for about a solid 2 weeks just so you can get a real look at what it looks like on a normal day with all its grime and oils and juices so that I can prove my point on why it's so important to cleanse our pores, but also show you what they look like clogged and how this can really easily lead to breakouts.
So do you know that people with oily skin have larger pores than those with drier skin who have tinier pores? So today we're gonna get down and dirty with pores and tell you what they are and what you need to do to go from this to this.
So more importantly, we're going to be sharing with you some tips on how to minimize large, oily, donut-looking pores on our face. Before we jump into our video, make sure you've subscribed, you've liked, you've hit the notification bell so you can see more up-close and personal things about crazy pores.
All right, let's just go straight into it. So pores are these little openings on your skin and also contains a hair follicle. At the same time, it also has sebaceous glands that produces oil, which we call them sebum. Now, sebum is actually a good thing. It basically covers the skin and protects your skin from all the nasty things. It also provides skin with nutrients. And the sebum also contains proteins, fats, cholesterol, inorganic salt. However, people with oily skin will produce excess sebum, and that's when it causes problems. The sebum that I mentioned earlier, where it acts as a natural barrier for the skin, it also acts like a glue that combines with the dead skin cells on the top of your skin. When you have a lot of dead skin cells and your sebaceous glands keep producing more sebum, and it combines together and it creates these blockage on the surface of your skin, and your pores get larger and then you produce more sebum. It just becomes a vicious cycle, and that is basically what causes breakouts and acne.
I got this little thing. It's a microscope for the face off Amazon. It was only like 20 bucks, so it's actually really interesting. So I don't know really what to expect, but we're gonna plug this in and have a look at my skin. Oh my gosh, okay, you can, ew! Oh my God, I see the hair follicle. It's funny because you never normally see like the hair that people just, oh, it's drowning in oil. Oh my God, that is nasty. And you can see the makeup has just like sat on top of the skin. Ew, look at that oil. Ah, there's a hair on it. Oh my God, I die. What is that? Like, you can understand why makeup clogs the pores. I can't.
Okay, so this is one thing that we need to clarify. Sweat and sebum do not come from the same pore. So we know that sebaceous glands produce sebum and then your sweat glands produce sweat. When you're sweating and then the sweat dries, you leave these sort of salty residue on your skin surface, and when you mix that with your sebum, then that's when it causes acne and breakouts.
So now let's look at why our pores can seem so large and so juicy at one point and really small and almost non-existent the next. First, your pore size really depends on your skin type, which is genetic. So for me, I have very oily and combination skin, especially around the T-zone, which means that your pores are more active and it's producing more sebum and more oil versus someone like Rowena who has really dry, flaky skin and it's not producing as much oil. So let's take a look at what oily skin versus dry skin looks like under the microscope. Rowena's time! Okay, let's start at the cheek. Wow! So these are like
hairs.
I know, isn't it so strange? Your hairs are all so straight and they're like going one direction. Yours are so tight.
Toit.
Whoa,
look at that, it's like my palms.
Yeah, your skin, like, the texture is really flat.
Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Oh, there's a pore! Now the best
I'm like,
part, the nose. No, this is so much better than mine.
It's very blinding.
Ooh, these
What
are
is
a
that?
little juicy.
What is that?
Oh, that's so
Yum.
All right, that's all I need from you. Thanks, dry skin.
Okay, bye.
Do I have any active pimples? I definitely have some on the chin. Where is it? I can feel it. Oh, nastified! Oh my gosh! This, my friend, is what I call a pimple, aka a blocked pore. So you see the hair? Over here, at some stage or another, dead skin mixed with dirt, mixed with oils, mixed with sebum has created this bad boy. And that all came from that blocked pore. So that was a huge one. Okay, now let's look at the most oily part of my face, which is the nose. Oh my goodness. It's like shining. Oh my goodness. Just a little reminder, guys. I purposely didn't clean out my nose pores just to show you what it looks like, okay? You can see now why people with oily skin have larger pores, because the oil that's coming out of it is a lot more than people with dry skin, where the pores are smaller, they're tighter, and they're not producing as much sebum, which is why a lot of acne-prone people have a lot of breakouts and acne. They're just kind of like inviting bacteria to get stuck in the pore because they are so huge. So we just have to work a little harder in actually cleansing. Like the Loch Ness Monster or unicorns, opening and closing your pores is actually just kind of a myth. Because in order to open or close something on the skin anyway, you need muscles. And there are no muscles surrounding the pore. So it's actually just a term that's kind of tossed around. What's actually happening all comes down to heat and expansion. It's like thermal expansion, if you want to get a little complicated with it. In hot and humid conditions, or when you exercise or when you sweat, you're generating a lot of heat in your body, so it will expand. And that's why your pores during the time will expand as well. And so when it's cooler, it will look like the pores have shrunk and they're smaller in size. And this is kind of what happens when you wash your face with cold water or when you tone your face. The toner or cold water helps to shrink the skin, and so your skin contracts so the pores don't seem as large.
Okay, so when you steam your face or we're in the shower, you seem to be able to remove your whiteheads or your blackheads a lot easier because your skin's more softened and your pores are more loose, so it's easier for those disgusting things to come out of the pores, versus when your skin is dry and cold and you're just trying to like jam that thing out and you just get all scarry and bloody. Not a good look.
Let's see what cleansing actually does to it. Because deeply cleansing your pores is the first and most important step to making sure pores aren't blocked by sebum and dead skin, and it won't clog the opening of the pore. So now that I've cleansed and toned and kind of done a little bit of extracting, you can see that the pores are open and clean.
Clay mask. When you wash off the clay mask that dries out on your skin, it pulls out the dirt inside your pores. Alpha hydroxy or beta hydroxy. These two chemicals, exfoliants, can exfoliate your skin without scrubbing it. The correct steps are to clean your face and then apply the product. But sometimes we only remember to clean out dirt but forget the fact that overwashing will lead to pore clogging as well. As we mentioned, overwashing dries out the skin and triggers oil production.
So next, quickly moving on to makeup, there are different techniques of applying foundation and powder that'll help to minimize the look of your pores. So the first is using a foundation brush. When you're applying your foundation to the skin, you want to buff it in circular motions instead of swiping it, because when you swipe it, you actually leave a lot of the space where the pores are, and so there's like little holes still left on the surface, and it doesn't look flawless and it doesn't look smooth. But when you kind of do it in circular motions, you're kind of coating everything. Second is setting the foundation. Anytime your face is shiny or oily, your pores just automatically seem enlarged because it's kind of reflecting lights and different things like that. So when you set it with a powder, a matte translucent powder or just a setting powder, you're actually kind of flattening the look of your skin, which will make the pores seem almost non-existent. So I always pat down my T-zone, and that's the way that you'll get the most flawless look.
So at the same time, we should be more cautious about what kind of ingredients or makeup that we're putting on our faces. Ingredients such as mica, zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, and lanolin oil can also clog pores, and these are commonly found in a lot of oil-based makeup as well as SPF-based products. Some people have said that silicone is like the culprit of all pore clogging product in makeup. I think that it can and cannot be true because the molecules are a lot larger and it actually just sits on top of the skin and just traps moisture in while the foundation just goes on top. But at the end of the day, It doesn't matter what you're using, you have to wash it off.
Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed getting all up and personal in my face. I was like not expecting skin to actually look like that. Now I kind of understand more, and I hope you guys understand more about kind of how skin and pores and acne and bacteria all play into each other to produce a pimple. The key takeaway is to make sure you cleanse your face thoroughly so your pores aren't clogged and you don't leave any dirt and bacteria in them. But also, once again, concentrate on your skincare so your dead skin cells don't trap the sebum underneath and on top of your skin so that you can have the most flawless skin possible.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you find this video somewhat helpful. If you have any questions, leave your comments down below. And also what other video requests you might have. Also tell us what you like to watch next. Thank you guys for a lovely week, and we'll see you next time. Bye!